Okay, guys, so I'm doing something different on this time around. I've always want to check these videos out. I've never taken the time to really do so. So this one's first time you realize America really messed you up. Part one, TikTok. All right. So this is a TikTok compilation of people saying the first time that they realize that America really messed them up. All right, guys. So we're going to get into this one. So I'm eager to hear what they have to say, to be honest with you, because as you all know, I'm a Jamaican, born and bred in Jamaica, but now I've been living in the US for over 17 years. So let's get into this video. So if you're new to my channel, it's the first time here, come on in, right back, put a smile on your face, and enjoy. To all my regular, schmegular, day one, sweetie pies, sweetie poos, come on in, right back, put a smile on your face, and enjoy. And guess what? From the heat to the cold, because I'm living in Alaska, to be exact. So let's see, because there's a lot of things I realized, but let me hear these people. Here we go now.
If you're an American currently living abroad, what is one time that made you realize that America really messed you up?
Literally early this morning, I dragged my ass to the embassy, which is an hour away from where I'm living in the Netherlands. I get into the embassy, I do my thing, I go up to the window, and I'm getting my passport name changed. I need a new passport so that I can leave, go back to the States to see my family, and come back into the country here.
Okay.
And I've been waiting for this meeting for over a month. I give the woman all of my stuff, and she's like, okay, great, where are the stamps? And I had printed out a checklist from the embassy website, and there were no stamps on this checklist. But apparently I needed to bring a couple of stamps so that way I could pay for the postage for the government to send me my passport, which I already have to pay for. And I already have to pay taxes in America, but I obviously don't see any of the benefit because I'm not living in the country. Why can't you just pay for my stamps? So now I have to wait 3 more months for another appointment to get my passport.
Are you serious? Let's continue.
So I'm moving to Portugal and I have somebody that's helping me with the visa process over there. And she's asking me questions about my income. And I say, yeah, I have a full-time job and I also run 2 businesses. And she's like, that's a lot. And I said, yeah, I do work about, anywhere from 80 to 110 hours a week. But, it's what's necessary right now. I need to take care of my son. I need to manage all these different things. And I need to be able to afford, a pretty good life. And she said, well, don't you make over what the minimum is required here in Portugal? And I said, yeah, no, I definitely do, but I need to be able to take care of all those other things. And she's like, how do you have time for your son? I'm like, well, it's not the amount of time that I'd like, but that's what's necessary. And it just was really clear to me, like with the confusion, that they actually have work-life balance and you just don't work yourself to death. You can actually enjoy your life.
Listen, we know that all too well here, and it's crazy that someone has to go, or people have to go outside of the US and realize that there needs to be a balance, because here you work until you drop. There's no, you don't prioritize what's important. It's always work, because if you don't work, you can't survive. It's messed up. Wow.
Hi. So I've been living in Spain for about 11 years, and this happened like 11 years ago. It was my first time going to the emergency room, and when, stomach problems, whatever, couldn't stop throwing up. And I go in, give the girl at the front desk my ID and my debit card. And she takes my ID, checks me in, hands both cards back to me. And I was like, oh, well, maybe I give the debit card, I pay at the end. So I go in, everything, give me medicine, and I go back out. I stop at the front desk again, and I was like, hi, I'm leaving. Here's my debit card. And she just looks at me and she's like, I don't know why you keep giving this to me. You don't need to give me your debit card. I don't get it. And I'm like, oh, you don't have to pay for health services, even in a private hospital.
Okay. Even in a private hospital? Wow. Spain, private hospital. You don't even have to pay? Shocker! I did not know that. Period. I've been learning about the UK and I realized healthcare, you don't have to, you're not going to go bankrupt, or you don't have to stay home if you're feeling sick. But, wow. That's awesome. That's
Okay, I have another one. When I was studying in Spain,
Spain.
we had our orientation the first week of classes, and our program director sat us all down and had to explain our health insurance to us and how it worked. And basically, it worked that you paid like €1,000 for the semester, and you got health insurance, like free health insurance for everything, covered everything. And she had to sit us down, and she had this big group of Americans in a room, and she was like, "Listen, if you are sick, go to the
Just get it.
doctor." And we were all like, yes. And she was like, no, like Americans don't go to the doctor. You won't go to the doctor when you're sick. So I have to tell you every year to do this. And still kids will just put off going to the doctor because you're used to just like pushing through illness. No matter what it is, I don't care if it's a cold, go to the doctor. And she had to actually like spell that out for us.
That is crazy. And she's right. People, like I said, people avoid going to the doctor because they have a big bill coming. Even for cold, you go to the doctor. For a cold, you go to the ER. Thousands of dollars. You're in.
Okay, so I was living in Thailand and I got into a motorcycle accident because the guy in front of me turned without a blinker. Like he was on a moped and he just kind of turned into the side of me and just knocked us both over. And so my motorcycle landed on my knee and I couldn't walk, so they needed to call me an ambulance to go to the hospital. But like, I was like, I can't afford an ambulance. So the whole time that they're like, the ambulance is coming and they're like putting me in the ambulance, I was like, how much is this gonna cost? How much does this cost? Like I someone can pick me up, how much does this cost? Because like in the States it could be like $4,000 to get a 15-minute ride to the hospital.
Exactly.
And the guys just laughed at me and they were like trying to figure out the word for it and they're like, free, it's free. And I was like, huh, well that's different.
Hold on. You're telling me that even in Thailand, the ambulance ride is free? What the heck is going on here? America sucks. Need to do way better than what's going on, because this is madness. Utter madness. That so many countries, they need to adapt. Come on, do something.
I'm a black person living in Japan right now. And yeah, so when you're in America and you're shopping, you're browsing, whatever, sometimes, not all the time, in my own experience, I've never had the experience of being followed around because of my skin color, because I just don't shop that often. And sometimes when I want to go get something, I know exactly what I want. I go in, I buy it, and then I leave. But here in Japan, when you go in and you're browsing for something, the employees are walking around to help you. So they may follow you, but they're not following you because of your skin tone. They're following you because they want to help you. They want to take the initiative and be right there when you need them, when you're ready to pay, if you have questions, whatever the case may be.
Wow.
Hey.
Look at that. Crazy he said that, because I've had that experience here. Went into a store with my kiddos. I got 5 kids, guys. 5. Went into a store with my 5 kiddos, and I'm telling you, right behind me walking, I felt so uncomfortable. It was ridiculous. And I walked right out because for me, it is so uncomfortable. Seeing the fact that, okay, yeah, I might be walking into the store. Yeah, I might be walking with five kiddos. Yeah, my complexion may be different from majority of people that were in the store and also who work in the store. But that doesn't mean I'm coming in there to come and steal anything. So I know exactly how he feels and where he's coming from with that.
Hey, I live in Ireland and I've
Sad.
lived most of my adult life here.
Ireland.
I moved to Ireland in 1995. My teenage daughter was born here many years ago, and when she was born, I spent 2 nights in hospital before she was born. I had an emergency cesarean section, and then I spent a further 6 nights afterwards. The total cost to me was 0. I kept asking them, like, are you sure no one wants my credit card? Like, do you want my details so you can send me the bill? And they would just like laugh, like, oh, you're American. There's no bill. So 8 nights in hospital, emergency procedure, $0 bill.
So when I was in high school,
This one hit like a brick. The minimum it is to have a baby here in the US, natural birth, is $10,000. And that's having that baby and getting out a night after having that baby. Okay? $10,000. You have to even pay to hold your baby, which is ridiculous. Now, I just had my last baby, and it was via C-section. And I was in the hospital for 6 days. $49,000 and change to have my 5th child. That's messed up. Messed up. And the more I hear about the Europe, I'm ready to move like Freddie, because this is madness.
So when I was in high school, I was a lifeguard, and during my lifeguard training, they taught us that before we even administer first aid or CPR, we had to ask for consent to avoid being sued. Now fast forward a couple of years, and I'm in London as a waitress, and my company sends me to go do CPR training. And while I'm there, they go over the same stuff that I learned in the States, but I notice that they're completely glossing over this one particular area. So I raise my hand and I ask, what are the laws here? Like, how do you avoid being sued if something goes wrong? To which every single person in the room starts laughing at me and says, oh, you're American, right? Yeah, no one here is going to sue you for trying to save their life.
Wow.
Okay, I have type 1 diabetes and I lived in Costa Rica. The very first day that I was there, my insulin pump stopped working. This was like some weird fluke, unrelated to anything else. But I didn't have a doctor yet or really know where to go, so I went to a pharmacy because I needed to get long-acting insulin so I could still treat my disease. And when I went to the pharmacy, the insulin was $20 for a vial. In the United States, I pay $322 for that same vial. I also want to add that I got the insulin over the counter without a prescription. In the United States, I have to see my endocrinologist 4 times a year to get a prescription for a medication that keeps me alive.
You don't need a prescription to get insulin for $20? I gotta move. I need to move. This is crazy. This place is...
Here's a fun one. So I'm teaching 3rd grade in Thailand,
Okay.
right? And it's sports day. Kids running around, screaming, having fun, as kids do. And I hear a bang. Instantly, my heart drops into my stomach. My entire body tenses. My adrenaline starts pumping. And I'm looking around for the shooter. And then I realize I'm in Thailand. And people don't have guns. And they don't shoot children at their school. It was a balloon. A balloon popped.
You don't have any guns in Thailand? No, I'm genuinely asking this question. It's no joke. Do you guys really don't have gun violence in Thailand, or don't have any guns in Thailand? I really want to know in the comment section. Please answer me. Because, oh boy, this ain't it. America, this ain't it. They need... Ooh. Yeah.
So I don't live abroad anymore, but for half of 2018, I lived in Germany, and I have so many stories. The town that I lived in had like a main plaza area, and there was a cafe in that plaza. So a couple of my other American friends and I decided to try it out one day, and there was a construction site nearby. We heard a really loud bang, and, you know, we kind of assumed that someone had fired a gun, and so we, ducked for cover, and then we were looking around frantically, trying to find, a place that we could run to or hide to get out of the situation, and then we realized that no one had shot a gun. No, it was a loud bang from the construction site. That's it. That's all it was. We'd been speaking in English, and we all have really obvious American accents, so all the Germans around us gave us these really sad looks, like, oh, these poor, poor Americans.
It's crazy that you go outside of the country and you realize that you hear a big bang, it has nothing to do with a gun. You hear a big bang and your body reacts because you're so used to the fact that shooting takes place every and anywhere, from schools to malls to church. It doesn't matter where you are. You have to be looking over your shoulder because you don't know what or who is going to do something stupid and shoot up the place here in America. How messed up is that? How messed up is that? And they are not doing anything to fix that.
I've lived abroad for a little over a year, and coming back for the holidays, I have really come to realize that the food in this country is garbage. Since leaving the US, I have lost about 40 pounds, and I have not tried to lose weight. I haven't been conscious that I'm losing weight. It just has naturally fallen off of me because food in other countries is not overprocessed. It's not packed with sugar and preservatives and all of the things that are in the food here. And since being back, even for the short amount of time that I've been here, I have found it extremely difficult to maintain my weight, even though I'm not overeating. I'm eating basically the same diet I was eating abroad. It's simply the way the food is processed. So moral of the story, try eating organic as much as possible. This food is killing you.
I believe what she said 100%. When I came here from Jamaica 17 years ago, it was the hardest thing to do to eat the food here. Everything tasted so weird to me. Then over time, I got used to it. Don't get me wrong, I got used to it. But even when I do get a little shipment, from here and there, and I taste that compared to what I eat here, you can still taste the difference. It's crazy. I really, really enjoy this video, and I'm going to continue to do more like these because these, in my eyes, are eye-openers. And as you know, I am exploring and checking out the world at large, and I'm learning as I go. If you enjoy this video, go and give this like a big slap. Slap it out the park. Don't forget to go in the comment section. Tell me what you'd like me to react next, and it will be done, guys. I got you. This island girl got you. Man, I'm so pissed and upset and mad with the US. When you watch this stuff, man, you realize America, the land of... is what I'm going to say. It's your island girl, and I'm running out of here. Don't forget to go in the comment section. Don't forget to do what? Right back. Relax. Continue to enjoy your life. Love you guys, and I'll catch you guys in another video. Bye. Wow. Crazy.